Welcome, everybody. It's your boy, the Versace Stunner. And we're back here with another episode of BSW Podcast. And let me tell you something, folks. This is going to be a great episode. Tonight, we're going to talk with the BCW owners, Baystate Championship Wrestling. It's going to be a great time. Always is. They just had a big show, Crowning Glory. Let's go and talk with them right now. Give them a call.
Hello,
Hello, Luis. How are you doing tonight?
I am well. How are you doing tonight?
Doing good. Doing good. I was just telling the fans how we're gonna talk tonight a little bit about Bay State Championship Wrestling. You guys got a lot of things going on right now, and a lot of things in the works going on, and it's very very exciting time for you guys. You just had Crowning Glory, very big show.
Yes, it was a big show for us. The wait in between our first show and our second show, it was kind of a wait, but it was all in time. It was all in due process. So it's an exciting show for all of us, and we're
And
glad that
some
it went off as it went.
Yeah, and sometimes it's well worth the wait. Um, and I really I want to just also tell you personally now talking I really do thank you for inviting me aboard to do the commentary. And like I said, I just had a lot of family stuff going on. Unfortunately, this time of the year is very rough with children and people getting sick and everything else. But I do look forward to the next year if you guys still are willing to want me to, come and do help you guys do commentary and play by play. Something I really am interested in. And I was watching some of the clips and some of the stuff and the people were posting as the day went on. I have to say, it looked like a really great time. Your first show was something special. I didn't get to go to that one either, unfortunately. But two of my actual podcasting buddies went, and they showed me a lot of the clips of that, and then you guys posted it online. So I've watched all of that in preparation for Crown and Glory. And I have to say, I was like, it's really just like I said, a lot of great wrestling, and it's something that it feels different because it's not names that I see all the time. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a lot of people that we have that were at BCW. We have great talent. We have experience, great talent, and with talent with experience that they know what they have to do in that ring.
Now, would you
And
say a lot
that's
of your talent is homegrown?
Well, they're local. They're local in this area. Some are there from Connecticut. They're from Mass. We have from New York. Or the one that we crowned, BD Cruz. He's actually is from New York. So is Sean Amari. So we have a few. We have a few talent that comes out from like that came out from New York, like Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn. So
Yep,
there
yep.
we have around. We have around our local ones here. There is one that's homegrown. His name is Jay Royce. He's actually from our school. He's been homegrown, being taught by Eric Rosa
Yep. And we're going to
since we
talk about
started.
your school in a little while, a little later in the show. So you're getting people from, when you say local, so out in that, because you're from Spring, you got the Springfield area, so you're out in that Springfield kind of New York, Connecticut area. You're
Mhm.
going west rather than coming, more north and south where, I would see more of, the guys that I would see, other shows around my way, like a Chaotic, Limitless, and the other shows. So you get a different variety out your way, which is something very special, I think, in just in general, because I mean, let's face it, nobody is exclusive in the indie scene. There's nobody that has a contract with any promotion. So, guys can go wherever. So, wherever there's a show, you're going to see, the top guys. And if the top guys are in the scene all the time, every show is almost the same.
Yeah,
You know,
and that's what we're not trying to do. We're trying to be different from
no,
every
and
other
BCW
promotion.
is a very different thing. It's a different feel. And, I see you guys really trying out there. You put a lot of passion behind it. You did a toy drive. That's great. It shows the humanity side of what this industry is. A lot of people still to this day will just believe it's just carny tricks and quick cash grabs. But there is a charity side to this whole industry. The giving.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, there is always this, especially with us BCW, our main focus, it is the audience. Our main focus, it's the fans in a sense, and the community. We have to give back. I mean, the little that we can, it's always important to give back to the community in a sense where we know that there's a lot of need in the community. And our first show was for pediatric cancer, and this one was for the toy drive. That went really well, actually. I mean, we had Santa there, we had the Marines there, and the Marines they took a lot of toys. I mean, they had a lot of toys with them that took boxes full of toys. So I know that, and that part our show went extremely well because of the need that the guys or the fanatics, the fans came with the toys. So we're excited to see how excited the Marines were to take all those toys with them, and just to know that there's kids that we gave toys to, you know.
Yeah, and it was an overwhelming response, and a lot of people, pitched in and cared enough, to do this drive, and that's what it is all about. Giving back to the community, giving to the fans, giving to the, showing support for people in need, showing support for the people lesser than that don't might not have everything that you might be blessed to have in life, and if you can provide it, then go for it. People need to give, not just this time of year, all year. You know what I mean? And I see you do a lot of giving. I always see you helping a lot of people. I always see you post. You're trying to help small businesses in your area. You're trying to help individuals in your area. You
Hmm.
opened a school in your area. You're doing a lot of community outreach. You're always trying to work with different aspects of other people's lives. Will be beneficial, and that's just great to see because sometimes it is a very dirty business, wrestling, and it is just about money, and it is just, there is a dark side to it. We see it all the time. We hear about it. We read about it. But, not everybody participates in it.
Yeah, exactly. Not everybody participates, and it's not really like since we started BCW, it's never been about the dark side. You know, it's always been being positive because we live such in a chaotic world. We live such in horrible, not horrible, but in a chaotic world that we always need some type of positivity in this world. And like I stated, our main focus is that BCW could be that positivity in that chaotic world. And who knows, we still have fans, and that we still have people coming up to us days later, week later, about our show and how much fun they had in the show, and how much passion then they put back, how much passion they have back into wrestling, and it was a good time, a good family time, and it's great to hear the stories that Crown and Glory has had some type of impact in the community.
It is, and I mean, it must, you being the promoter, it must make you feel good. It must make, it shows you that you're doing something right. If people are still talking about your show and it's positive talk, it's not, because something bad happened or, some, mishap or, botch or something. It's, positive talk, it reinforces that you're doing and you're on the right path of things. And I believe you are. I see, like I said, I watch a lot of wrestling, and I see you. I choose personally to stick with the positivity of what this industry has to offer. I don't really like to get wrapped up in the negativity. I don't believe it's beneficial to anybody. We can sit around and we can point out mistakes that get made, or that have been made, or what could be done better. But at the end of the day, this is what we're working with. You can Everything can be better if you look backwards. You know what I mean? But it doesn't help. What helps is to keep people moving forward and keep things positive, in my opinion. And that's what keeps things rolling. That's what keeps people motivated. The positivity train rolls, and people will stay motivated. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I could be doing it all wrong. But I do believe in the whole positivity thing, especially when it comes to wrestling. I don't really like to dwell a lot on the negative aspects of what happens in the ring, around the ring, outside the ring. It's just not something that I choose, to ever really talk about. But you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, like I've always said, and I always will stay, even before becoming a promoter and all that. I've have it like it's one of those sayings that I have in my life that let's let's not be the negative in the world. Let's be the positive in the world. And within all negativity, there's always a positive. And that's always been my saying, and I've always wanna. That's always been my focus in my sayings, and that's what I really go by. It's like everybody has a rough time. Yeah, we understand that it's a chaotic world, it's a chaotic time. It's a rough time for all of us, but let us at least have one person bring that sunshine in your life. It might sound cliche, it might sound like but it's the way we go, and we always want to have people have a good time around us, and it's and bringing back and giving back to the community has always been it's always been part of my passion, part of my calling in a sense, our passion. So it's what we do for the community.
Yes, yes. So now you got your second show. You've crowned your champion. What goes on now? You're gonna try to run monthly shows. You're doing quarterly. I know you said there was a large gap in between the last show and this show due to circumstance, etc. But are you gonna try to run more like closer together?
Yeah, definitely. Our plans are now already going right now. We have our next show, which is February 11th, and then every day from there on, every 2 months, we'll be having a show. But within the months that we don't have a show like that, we are running weekly shows now as well, starting January. So the
Oh, very
guys,
nice.
so the guys were able to go. They're gonna be streamed live. They're gonna be streaming live, and the guys will be able to promote themselves. And go in and have their match and stream it live on our socials, and we're trying to really focus on that as well. And we're trying to we have this deal going right now with one of our public access TVs here channels in this area. So we're also working with that as well. So there's a lot of things going on with our
That's
with our
great,
company. Yeah,
especially if you can get kind of that, that closed circuit taping going, get that on public access, get the name out there. That's going to draw fans into live shows. That's going to get
exactly.
people. It sounds funny, but a lot of my friends that I know now that I talk to, and a lot of people that I talk to, they didn't get into indie wrestling until, the pandemic when it was all, tapings and closed circuit shows and stuff. And because it gave them time, they didn't feel rushed. They were able to just kind of watch and rewatch, and something about tapings. I like tapings. I like a weekly show. It gets me pumped for the bigger shows. It makes me want to go to a live show. A lot of my favorite promotions did it during the pandemic, and it really got me wanting to see more of that promotion. So it's great that you're doing that. Um,
Yeah, there
all the
will be.
best of luck, especially getting on the public access. That will really, get the name out there. And plus, it gives you guys an opportunity to use a lot of your, student talent now.
Exactly, and not only that, we also have a Roku channel, which should be up and running anytime soon. So hopefully, going into the new year, we have
Oh,
a
that
Roku
is
channel. So we have a
great.
lot of things going for us, and our talent. They'll have the opportunity to shine, and bring them, put themselves out there in a sense,
I'll
and
be
that's what we
downloading
want.
that. I'll be watching that channel for sure. That is great.
So our local
I just love
talents
to
and all
see.
that. So it's gonna
I
be
love to
great.
see. I love to see when like indie wrestling gets spotlights and can get into that kind of next realm out of just localized fans, but now you can get people watching at home and people more interested in it, and then now you can get the internet talking more because it's not just such a local event with 40 people. Now you got maybe 400 or 4,000 watching and more and more. And that's the great part of it. Eventually I bet you'll be on IWTV the more shows you put on, and then you'll be in front of even a larger audience, and it grows and it grows. And that's just the steamroll effect. But you guys are on that right path right now. That's just great to see. And like I said, you're opening the school. That's been kind of like an ongoing dream, kind of, right?
Yeah, the
Remember the
school.
last time we talked, it was in the works.
It's no longer in the works. It's in the public now. It's open. We have access in it, and we have people come in, and we have students in the classes right now, and we have two great trainers. We have two awesome trainers, who's had experience in has had experience in the industry itself. So I mean, it's like these two people that I have as trainers, they're great. I mean, they're awesome, passionate people, passion in the industry. It's awesome,
Yes.
and now that we are running every other day, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and now that I have a Spanish trainer as well, so we were focusing on that part, that that there's guys out there right now in our area that don't know English and they would love to wrestle. And we have contacts out in Puerto Rico as well on other islands that we're communicating with. So it's a network thing, you know. And now
That's
that we have,
great.
yeah, you know, we have the Spanish trainer and we have Eric. So they both have had over 20 years in the industry, training and wrestling themselves. So
I mean, no, that's just great that like you're incorporating that. You don't really hear that a lot, but that you're bringing in the Latin community, and I believe first of all, I mean that's a huge wrestling demographic between luchador wrestling all the way up to just regular standard wrestling. But
mhm.
like you said, you got a lot of people that just the only reason why is they can't speak English, so they don't go to the school. They can't understand the teacher. But if you've got a Spanish teacher now, you can bring in a whole new, you know, like I said, demographic of students to, that want to learn to wrestle. That's just great. And, it works with the community again because there's not always a lot of opportunity for non English speaking people. Yeah, it's gotten better over the years, of course, and the U.S. has grown to, to incorporate multilingual, obviously, but I've never really heard it, presented that way into the wrestling industry. I never heard people say, we brought in, someone specifically for the Latino community, to, allow them to come in and wrestle. So that's just really, I think that's a big step, and that's really big, and you got connections, you said, in Puerto Rico and other islands. And that's great opportunity because they don't always get opportunities to schools and all the stuff that we get here. And, if you got opportunity, you can bring people in and, let them work out here and get their names for themselves because sometimes it's hard just to get your foot, in the name, in the foot in the door, your name in the open, it's hard.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we also want to give out the weekly shows in a sense because now you know the students are there and everybody has the opportunity to shine not just on our main show, but hey, now you look forward to having a show like every week, you know, so you could participate in the student shows and or in the shows themselves and whatnot. So and we not only that we also have our title which is for the school itself. So it was already leaked a couple months ago. It was leaked, but it's called Origin. The Origin title. It's because our school is called Origin Academy, so that's the Origin title.
That's
But I mean,
awesome.
yeah, it's like, and we call it like, I, there's no really way to explain the how we're gonna use that title in a sense, but it's our main title for the weekly show, which is called Origin, the Origin show. That's what it's called, Origin. So that's going to be our main title, and that title, when it does show up in our main shows, that they'll be represented by the people from within our school or the weekly shows. So it's like, how do you say it?
You gotta earn your keep. Then it's kind of like it's gonna be prestigious to kind of carry this because it means you worked for it. You really earned something.
Yeah, it's just like when the NXT title comes up in a main show, something like that. But so that's going to be our main title on the Origin, which is Origin Academy. And then we have the BCW heavyweight title. We're also adding another couple other titles. We have the tag team titles that are coming up, and we have the mid card title that is also coming up, which should be will be announced on our next show on the 11th of February. Because this February 11th, it's going to be a different type of show. It's going to be a great show, but sponsored by Pamusa here in Springfield.
Wow.
Pamusa here in Springfield is the Pan African Historical Museum, which is in the Tower Squares, and they're like really in charge of all the Black History celebration type of stories and whatnot. And they have what is called the Underground Railroad here in Springfield. So they're the ones sponsoring the February 11th show. So we're having what is called the Pamusa Cup, which will be an annual cup like tournament for every February from here on out.
Well, that's really cool. There's actually a Pan African wrestling champion too out there.
Yeah, yeah,
I,
yeah.
I believe Trisha Dora still holds it. I don't know, but there is a title out there. That's really cool though. That you got them to kind of get behind that and push that.
He's one of our great sponsors. I mean, he's not just one of our sponsor. He's one of my great friends. His name is Sam Bradley here in Springfield. He's yeah, he's a great man. He's a great man. And so yeah, he was like he came up to us and we sat down and we spoke about it and he loved it, you know. So he's sponsoring our next show. There's sponsoring the next show and whatnot. So it's gonna be a great. It's a 4-man tournament that we have for the Pamusa Cup. And yeah, and then they'll be defending the titles and hopefully we'll be able to bring in the tag team titles. So we're working hard. We're working hard.
That is great to hear. A lot of things coming, a lot of things to look forward to.
Definitely, you know, and yeah, there's a lot of other things that they're in the mist, you know, and working with the city of Springfield, working with the government or the city of Springfield. So there's a lot of things that we have planned, which hopefully very soon you'll be hearing it. People are from my area will be hearing it as well. So we're getting heavily involved in the
Yeah, it
community.
sounds like very heavily community based, very just like I said, just everything really together. That's wonderful though. Like I said, a lot of wonderful things on the horizon for you from like Roku channels all the way up to schools, running to sponsorships. That's just wonderful news. It's only your second show you'll be running. This will be your third show. I feel like you guys are doing off to a very successful start, which is really important.
Yeah, we've
I
only
know there's
been,
I know there's bumps along the way, but I mean
of
for the
course.
most part, it seems you guys have been doing pretty good. No major hiccups that I've heard, anyways.
No, no. It's all about having a team, you know, and I heavily believe in having a team and people backing you up. Not just I'm the promoter, yeah, I'm the president, but I have a team that backs me up, you know,
Yeah.
and I think is needed, especially in the business side of things, and I have a great team behind me. Uh,
It definitely is. Teamwork makes the dream work. It is the truth, and that's how it is. You need a whole team. One person can't run it. One person can't do it all. Everybody needs to do their kind of what they're good at, and you put everybody in their role, and everybody comes together, and that's what makes the magic happen. And that's
yeah,
great. You get all the support. You got your trainers. You got all your media people. You got everybody kind of in place, ready to go, and everybody
yeah,
just doing their own thing.
exactly, you know, and my right hand man is Eric Rosa. Not only the fact that he's one of my trainers, he's my right hand man. Um, he's my like I said, he's my right hand man, and he's heavily involved in the community as well. And he's heavily involved in the community, and yeah, you know, it's a great team, like you said. It's like it takes more than one person to run a company, and we have our team, and it's good, you know, to have that personnel and to have that team behind you, and especially that team that is not afraid to say no to you. So
Yeah.
I'm the
Yeah.
passionate one. I'm the crazy one. I'm the one. Let's do this. Let's do that. I'm the one. You know, jumping into ideas and let's do this. And but if it wasn't for Eric, I don't know how long we would have lasted. To tell you the truth, because I'm the crazy one. Eric is the more logical person, and it's I
kind
bounce
of
off
brings
ideas
everything
from.
kind of brings everything back down. Yeah,
Exactly, he's the one that brings me down, and he bring in a good way. It's not like and not like in a bad way, but
no, it brings you back to base. Like
exactly.
everything. Because
And he was
sometimes,
like, I said,
sometimes we can let our imagination, everything just run wild, and we just want to do the craziest, wildest things, and put on the
exactly.
wildest show. And it's like, okay, yeah, but how is ABC gonna work? It's like we need that second person to kind of be like, wait, hold off, wait a minute.
Yeah, on the
Um,
business side of everything, he lets me run BCW. I'm always I was involved in him because he like I said he is my right hand man. But within trainings and within bookings of the school and all that and the shows, he's the man. I mean, he's the one that sets everything up. He's my booker. So he's a guy that runs. He has multiple hats
yep.
next to me, and he's one that I truly believe in. He's one I truly trust in. You know, if it wasn't the fact that I trusted in him, I wouldn't have put this much on him and much on his plate with him on his plate. So, and he's been. I mean, he's a great guy. I mean, he's an awesome guy, and there's no. Yeah, like yeah, he's the one that calms me down sometimes and all the time. So yeah, it's awesome to have him. And I have this other person now. His name is one of my other trainers. His name is Sniper. He's been he's been in the industry for over 30 years as well. He's wrestled in the he's my Spanish trainer. and he's a assistant booker. He helps out Eric Rosa, and he's the one that brings in guys from Puerto Rico. He's the one that has our connections to Puerto Rico, the islands. As an he's been in the industry for over 30 years. 30 years as well. He's wrestled in IWA. He's wrestled in WWC. He's wrestled in all these major companies in the Puerto Rico and over here too. So I mean, we have the experience, and it's great to know that it's like y'all come to the school and know that you could count on people that have experience and not just anybody that just wants to teach.
That's quite impressive, though. Like I said, everybody's got that. You got a deep already, heritage of wrestling going on for you with the people that are in it, already starting it, that have been in the industry. And it's just great to see you kind of, already you're going to be teaching a new generation of wrestlers and even bringing in, other wrestlers from other states and countries. And it's just, like I said, it's great to hear. It's great to see it all happening because it is the indie scene. It's not WWE, you know what I mean? It's not, but you're still able to make major things kind of happen and bring people, foreign talent in and everything else. And it's very, I mean, like I said, it's kind of
Yeah,
it's
no,
been
yeah, no. I don't want to make it sound so egotistical, but it's a company. It's we're here to make a difference, and we're here to bring that passion back into the indies, and it's not. We don't consider us indies in a sense. We consider us pro wrestlers. We're a pro wrestling company. We have to have that mentality to break out of that. To break out of that in a sense where we don't want to be backyard wrestlers. We want to do this. We want to be pro wrestlers. We want to have a pro wrestling company.
different company than anything else. Ring of Honor, Impact, New Japan. You're just a pro wrestling company running.
Exactly.
And yeah, without the stigma of what indie brings in the backyard and all this other stuff and untraining and there's a whole other lot that there's a lot to go there. But I'm just saying it's impressive what a small company or starting out wrestling industry is able to kind of do. You pulled a lot of strings in a short amount of time to have such a great network.
No, and it's just hard work. A lot of it has been behind the scenes, and one of the main reasons why we didn't have our show in between April and December was because of that. There was a couple of nags here and there in the first show where I had to sit down with Eric, and we both sat down. Was like, "Oh, this has to be fixed. This has to be fixed. This and that." And we both decided came to the decision where we don't really want to pull off another show with any like errors in it in a sense. So that's why we waited in between. Plus, life got in the way as well, like sickness
Yeah.
and when we started the company, it was like right towards the end of COVID, and then COVID picked up again afterwards. So it was right in the middle between all that, and sickness got in the way, And but it was all about pulling us together, and that's what we did in December. And but now we're already a year into it, basically, because November we were a year old, became a year old.
Yep. Yep.
We did anniversary, 1 year anniversary, but now in April, which is the next show after February, because that's going to be our anniversary show because our first show was in April. So we're looking to have our April show be our anniversary show as well,
That is going to be wonderful. That's going to be great. And I can't wait to see it in February show and all the stuff in between that's going to be taking place. I've
especially
seen
in the new
subscribe.
venue, especially in our new venue. So
I've seen pictures, and like I said, I stay subscribed, and I suggest everybody else so they can keep up with all that you have that's going on in BCW with all the newest stuff and when exactly things are going to drop and how to find them and where to find them and how to get to them and all the good stuff. And that's how the best place you can stay up to date is on all your social media pages. I noticed, Facebook, the Twitter, Instagram, YouTube.
yeah,
YouTube's where you're gonna find all your matches. That's where I like to go to watch all your stuff.
yeah, we have our social medias up in YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. We have TikTok here and there, and we're starting to build our fans in TikTok as well. So we're trying to take advantage of all our social medias.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, people I can just say is stay subscribed, and you can find out all the greatest and latest that's happening with BCW. Because I said, like you just said, a lot of things are going to be happening. February is going to come fast, and then it's going to be boom, bam, bang, a lot of
Yeah.
things.
By the time we
Um,
blink again, it'll be February already.
it will, and it's all good things though. But I thank you though. I thank you for coming on and talking with us again.
I
Like I said, we
appreciate
had
it.
you on come on, when you just first started. I think maybe around that. I think it was right around
Yeah,
that first Showtime, and now
yeah. Right around the first time, it was about April because our show was April 9th of 21.
yeah.
I mean, 2020, yeah, 22, I'm sorry. And so it was right before April 9th that I came onto the
And
show. And
now,
now,
just in
again,
that short amount of time, a lot has happened. Yes, with the
yep.
sickness, but a lot of good stuff too has come out of it. So it's great to hear, and we will be seeing you soon. And again, I can just say thanks for coming on, and everybody, where they can find their information.
Yes, sir. We're on Facebook, Baystate Championship Wrestling BCW, and you can find us you can find us on other social media as BC Promotion as well. Even we have an app, Android app, and we have the iOS app as well. It's under BC Wrestling BCW. Everything's be updated in our apps as well. So it's gonna be a great thing.
Great, thank you very much, Luis. Have a great night, and thank you for coming on.
Thank you for inviting me. Have a good night.
Wow, that's very impressive. I mean, a lot going on for this wrestling promotion right now. BCW, Bay State Championship Wrestling. And they're bringing in people from Puerto Rico. They got deals on, Roku and you know, iOS and Android apps even. Wow. That's just, that's a lot, but that's great. I love seeing, companies prosper in the wrestling, industry. It's great. And Luis is a great guy, not just in, what he does for wrestling, but just in the community. I watch his profile, I see all the outreach he does. It's great. It's a great thing he's doing with the school and bringing students in and getting kids off streets and so forth and so on. It's great. I love it. Thank you, everybody. We got more interviews this week coming up as well. Um, yeah, that's right. We have another one. I wasn't gonna announce it. I was just gonna do a kind of a surprise, but I don't know. I mean, I think I should just announce it. So I will. Um, we are gonna have Thursday night Tommy Trainwreck. That is right. You've seen him on Beyond Wrestling. You've seen him in Limitless Wrestling, IWTV, all over the place. This guy's great. Tommy Trainwreck coming on Thursday night. Stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be a great time. And thank you, everybody, for listening. Have yourself a great night. Versace Stoner out.